Perfect. All right. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Cam Young. I'm an admissions counselor here for UMKC. I've been working here for 3 years now, and I actually was a student there. I graduated a couple of years ago from UMKC, so I've seen both sides of the lens. I'm in charge of the Jackson County area, so schools like Raytown and Kansas City Public School District High School. So this is going to be our general admissions presentation. If you guys have questions, be sure to ask me those. Don't hold back any questions you have. We'll get this show going. So we like to open things up with this positive video that shows you guys what it kind of looks like to be a UMKC student. Awesome. That get everybody excited? Hopefully it did. So this is our mission statements at UMKC. So what this sums up is saying that we like to foster a very positive, diverse community at our school. So one of our biggest things that we are known for is being an incredibly diverse campus. So when you go to our classrooms, you're going to see people from all different walks of life. You're going to see teachers from all different walks of life, students from all different walks of life. And it's something that we cherish, and we like to represent that everywhere we go, especially in the community. So a lot of students that come here always see diversity spread up all across of our campus. So this is a mission statement that is all across our university. And as far as general information, so I want you guys to focus on 3 things. So we are a mid-sized campus. So that just means that we have 16,000 students at UMKC. So, which is great. Our chancellor has now it's, I believe it's a 7-year plan to have us go from 16,000 to 24,000. But as of right now, we're only 16,000. So we're known as a mid-sized campus, and we only average 26 people in a classroom. So, which is good for students, because if you are coming from a school that may have larger classrooms, or maybe just has this amount of classmates in your classroom currently in high school, it's a perfect transition for you to come to UMKC, just due to the fact that our classroom sizes are small, which gives students an opportunity to actually connect with their professors a lot easier at our school. And I know that for me personally, when I was a student there, that was one thing that I really loved, was that I could actually connect with our professors at our school, which is nice. And another great thing about our school is that if you are into research at all, a lot of students are into research when they come to our school. We have a lot of great research opportunities, which are projects that you can work on with your actual professors throughout the year, throughout that whole entire year and semester. So what that looks like is you reaching out to your professors saying, hey, what kind of research opportunities do you have? And they will give you all the information about it. And it is a great mentorship opportunity. And due to the fact that we only have 26 people in a classroom, it's easy for students to meet with their professors, meeting these one-on-one office hours that they have. And along with being a part of the research community, we also have this search grant, which actually gives students the opportunity to get funding for their research in a different state. So if they present a really cool research idea, they could actually get funding for this idea, and they can go to conduct their research in Washington, Seattle, Atlanta, wherever it is that they'd like to go, which is a pretty cool thing. And many of our student ambassadors that are in our office have actually done this as well, which is cool. All right, so love this quote by Mary. I actually personally know this student. She talks about how she feels that UMKC has showed her support and has helped her reach her full potential. So this is something personally that I harp on, because I am originally from Phoenix, Arizona, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days. And it was one of those experiences for me coming from Phoenix, Arizona, coming all the way to the Midwest. I knew nothing about Kansas City. And when I came here, this is what UMKC looked like. All of my classrooms had diversity all across the board. So We're talking about style of dress, orientation, religion, age, everything across the board. I was able to see that. And, you know, if you're into, I'm just giving an example, like if you're into Marvel, if you're into hip hop, if you're into jazz, if you're into a lot of those different things, UMKC has a community for that. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I never hear students say that they come to UMKC and don't feel accepted. A lot of students come here and they actually say they feel like they're a part of a community, which is cool. So we're building a very diverse community at our school where you feel like you're going to see people that look like you and people that are outside of your culture. So a timeline that I'm going to take you on, I just want you guys to kind of focus in on the yellow highlights. I know this is a lot of information, but I want to focus in on the yellow highlighted parts here. So January 15th is huge. So for all incoming freshman students, January 15th is the priority scholarship deadline. So this means that if you have applied, you've paid your application fee, you've turned everything in that you needed to, you turned in your transcripts, your test scores, and you paid your application fee. And if you meet this deadline here, then you can possibly qualify for all of our automatic scholarships that we offer. And then also here, February 1st, this is our priority FAFSA deadline. And then February 15th, this is more so if you're deciding to want to just start off at community college first and then transfer over, but this is a priority scholarship deadline if you are trying to be a transfer student. And then May 1st, this is very important. May 1st, this is for the confirmation fee. So the confirmation fee at UMKC is $150. So this is you confirming that you are ready to be a RU. So let's say before May 1st, you decide, hey, you know what? I don't really want to go to UMKC anymore. Well, as long as you reach out to us by May 1st and let us know, then we'll refund you your $150. But if you contact us after May 1st, then it's non-refundable. So just make sure that you keep that in mind when you are making your decision about what schools you would like to go to. And I know it's not highlighted here, but June here where it says orientation, this is huge because this is when you are going to meet with your academic advisors and get enrolled into your classes for the upcoming semester. This is where you're going to get your student ID, and this is where you're going to meet with your academic unit so that you will go ahead and have everything that you possibly need for the upcoming semester as you come into UMKC as an incoming freshman. And then obviously in August, this is when classes start, when everybody gets excited. All right. So next steps for when you are an admitted student, I just mentioned the confirmation fee. And if you have interest in living on campus, I always encourage students to get your housing contract in as soon as possible. The earliest you get it in, the better your chances are with actually having housing, because the worst thing you can do is wait till the last minute and submit your housing contract, and now you're on a waiting list, because then at that point, you don't know when or if you will get in. So I always encourage students to get those housing contracts in as soon as possible if they have interest. When it says accessing UMKC accounts, all that is saying is that this is when you access your student email. So once you become a student here, you're going to want to set up your pathway account, which is your student center account. And then you're going to want to set up your student email, because your student email account is going to be your bread and butter. This is going to be where your professors are emailing you and you're getting UMKC information in general. So you're going to definitely want to make sure that you get that situated once you get admitted into UMKC. And then this is very important, submitting your final transcript. So in your final semester, your senior year, just make sure after you are done, make sure that you contact your high school so that they can submit those final transcript grades over to us so that we can finally really complete your application. That's important. Just make sure you don't forget that, because if you do forget, then when you do enroll and you try to enroll for the following semester, there will be a hold on your account until you get us that final senior year final grades. And then, as I mentioned before, attending orientation. So I've kind of talked about what UMKC is about, the diversity aspect. Now I'm going to talk to you about how do you actually get into UMKC. So what you need is an online application or a common application. So the online application is where you just go to umkc.edu and you just apply through our internal website, or you can use the common application, which is an application where you can apply to multiple colleges at once. So you still have to pay an application fee for those particular colleges, but you're just applying to all these colleges all at one time. And then as you see there, our application fee is only $45. So beautiful thing about this though, is that let's say that's not something you can afford at the time. All you have to do is reach out to your high school counselor and say, hey, am I on reduced lunch? Am I eligible for a fee waiver? And if you are eligible for a fee waiver, they'll sign it, they'll send it over to us, and we'll waive your application fee. It's really that simple. And students do it all the time. So if you are in that situation, I highly, highly recommend that you reach out to your counselors, your college advisors, and see if you do qualify so you can get that application fee waived. And then as it mentions there, your official transcripts and your test scores. So the biggest takeaway that I want you to take from this particular slide is the fact that we are now a test optional university. So we are the only school in Missouri and Kansas that has went the test optional route, which is cool. So now if you just have a 2.75 GPA for your 17 core classes, you automatically get admitted into our school. So we no longer need your GPA and your ACT for you to get into our school. As long as you have a 2.75 GPA or above, then you're good to go. If you have a 2.75 GPA and a 19 ACT score, you're definitely good to go. So keep that in mind. I think this is really, really, really exciting news for us. So we have eliminated that option of trying to require students to come in with both. And I think this is going to be a great opportunity for a lot of students. So when it talks about class rank, we understand that a lot of high schools are going away from the class rank style. So if you have one of those high schools that are not ranking anymore, don't worry about it. We'll look at your GPA, your ACT. We'll look at everything holistically as a whole, which means that we'll just look at your application as a whole. And let's say that you decide, hey, right after high school, maybe I want to start off at community college. If you want to start off at community college, then this is the route that you're going to want to follow here. So if you're going to community college and you want to transfer in, or just a different college in general, and then you want to transfer to UMKC, just make sure that you have at least 24 transferable credits. So if you at least have 24, you'll be good, and at least have a minimum 2.0 GPA. But also keep in mind that, as it says here, some programs may require more credits or a higher GPA, like depending on if you're trying to transfer into like the business program or the engineering program, they may require a higher GPA limit for you. So just keep that in mind. Cool. So this website is very, very special, very valuable. This is called transferology.com. So if you are taking dual credit classes at all, or if you are, a student at a community, if you're going the community college route or starting off at a different, institution before you want to transfer in, you can actually go to this website and actually type in the current classes that you are taking, and you can see if these classes are going to go ahead and transfer over to UMKC. So if you're doing dual credit, you can type your classes in here and you'll see, oh, okay, wow, this is going to come over to UMKC. Or if you're at a different community college, you can actually just type in everything that you're taking and know for sure before you transfer over that those credits are going to be coming over to us. So love this website. Very, very, very great resource for you. If you are taking AP courses, and this is not the full breakdown, but here's a small rubric of what kind of scores that we're looking for if you are taking AP courses in high school right now. These are the scores we're looking for, but obviously, as it says here, you can go right to our registrar website and you can actually get the full breakdown of what actual scores are required and what we're looking for you transferring those credits in. So for the money side of things, money is important, obviously. I know that was the biggest thing that I was looking for when I was coming into UMKC. My decision was either stay out in Phoenix and go to Arizona State University or come to UMKC. And I literally evaluated both tuition prices. And I was like, let me go to UMKC because I'm not trying to be in too much debt. So if you're looking at this taking 15 credits per semester at UMKC, so 15 credits means that you're just taking 5 classes per semester, then you're looking at $10,000 per year. So Missouri and Kansas get in-state tuition. So that is $10,000 per year, not per semester. That is per year. Yes, celebrate, dance. It's awesome. We don't cost that much, especially if you're just taking 15 credits. And let's say you want to take more credits, then obviously your tuition is going to go up a little bit. Or if you are taking less, then obviously your tuition is going to drop down. So, and that's not even including the scholarships and everything that we offer. So if you're a Missouri or Kansas resident, you're looking at that $10,000 per year. So with this page, I just want to highlight just a couple of things. This is where you find our financial aid and scholarships. So if you go to our financial aid and scholarships page, you can type in what type of student you are, so incoming freshman, what type of scholarship you're looking for in your residency, and then it will populate all the scholarships for you. So you won't have to do anything, actually. It's going to lay out all the scholarships that you're able to apply to, which is great, and you can just go ahead and start applying to those actual scholarships. Another thing I want to harp on is that when you are filling out your FAFSA with your parents or your guardian or whoever's with you, make sure that you click on the work study option. Work study is awesome. It gives you an opportunity to work on campus. It's a financial need job, but we also have student work jobs as well. So literally all you do is just apply to these jobs. You will go on an interview. If they love you, they hire you, and you get a paycheck every 2 weeks. And personally, I did work study at UMKC for my 2 years there. And I'm not saying I made a lot. I'm not saying that, they were paying me, $20, $30 an hour or anything like that, but it was enough money for me as a college student so that I was able to, feed myself and take care of like small things that, a college student needs to take care of. So highly, highly suggest that. And when you work on campus, they actually work around your actual school schedule. So if there's like a final coming up or a midterm coming up, you're most likely going to be able to have your schedule set up in a way where they will be like, okay, we'll take your final first and then you can come to work. Whereas if you're working outside of the school, that job may not be as lenient in that situation if you do have finals and work that you need to do. So keep that in mind. So housing, if you're ready to move out of your parents' house and or maybe they're ready for you to move out, the residence halls are the great option for you coming in as an incoming freshman. So if you're wanting to live on campus as an incoming freshman student, you would have to live in our residence halls your first year. So a lot of students go for this 4-person suite here, which is you got 2 roommates with you. So you have a roommate with you and you have 2 other roommates on the other side of you and you guys are sharing a bathroom together. Now this price here, this is per year. So this is $10,000 per year. So, and this comes with a full meal plan. So this comes with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's only $10,000 per year. And I mean, you have your own well, you don't have your own bathroom, it's a shared bathroom, but it's pretty nice. I mean, that's a pretty sweet deal, especially if you're getting a full meal plan with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it's set up buffet style. So you can literally go into that cafe area and you can get your eat on as much as you want, which is great. Now, after your first year, once you're a sophomore, you can actually start living in our apartments. Our apartments have a lot more privacy because there's a 1-bedroom option, 2-bedroom option, and 4-bedroom option, and you have your own bedroom and bathroom. So the only thing that you're sharing is a living room and a kitchen, I'm sorry. So you're sharing a kitchen and a living room, but that's the only thing that you're sharing. You have your own privacy with your bedroom and your bathroom. So the only biggest difference between these two is that with a residence hall, it comes with a full meal plan. With the apartments, the meal plan is separate from the apartments. So keep that in mind. Cool. So a couple of fun things here. Number one, these pictures are real. These pictures are not Photoshop. This is real life stuff that is happening on our campus. This is at one of the soccer games and one of our welcome events. So one of our culture night events here. So these are real life students and real events that are taking place on our campus. If you are into sports, we are a Division I school. So we're known for our basketball team and our soccer team. Those are the 2 biggest sports that we really promote because they're really awesome. If you're interested in getting involved with any student organizations, fraternities, sororities, this is going to be within our Office of Student Involvement. They house all of our student organizations. So if you're interested in even starting a student organization, that's an opportunity for you there as well. So I know personally for me, When I was a student there, I started a student org called Plus Energy. They do random acts of kindness around UMKC. And now I'm the advisor for that org, and they're really popular. So those are just options that you may have there. Also, if you want to do study abroad, like let's say you want to travel the world, you can't do it as in your freshman year, but you can definitely do it your sophomore year. And you would just reach out to the study abroad office, set up an appointment with them, and let them know what your desires are, where you're wanting to go, and they will walk you through the steps you need to take. And they also have internal scholarships as well, which is nice. And last but not least, career services. If you are interested in getting internships and you are interested in wanting to get your resume looked at or have mock interviews, this is a great opportunity for you, especially if you know for sure what you want to do after you graduate. This office, this department will help you get yourself ready for that, which is nice. And one of the last slides here, I think this is really cool. 60% of our alumni reside in the greater Kansas City area. So that tells you that a lot of students graduate from UMKC and they actually want to stay in Kansas City just because of the business connections that we have. So as you can see here, here's a list of a good portion of our programs that we are partnered with, but we are partnered with many others. And the cool thing is that a lot of people that are working at these businesses around Kansas City, they have actually graduated from UMKC. So they're always wanting to take in UMKC alum who just graduate. So that's one of the sweet perks that you have with coming to UMKC is that once you graduate, you're already in the heart of Kansas City. You're 5 to 10 minutes away from downtown. So you're right where everything is happening around Kansas City, which is nice. And also here, we're right up the street from the plaza, real popular shopping center. So a lot of our students even walk there. 20 minutes away from the Chiefs Stadium. Go Chiefs, just won the championship. We're 5 to 10 minutes away from downtown, as I mentioned. We also are partnered with Sporting KC. So if you are a soccer fan, you will see our mascot, KC Rue, there showing some love and turning up and having a good time. And also we have our First Friday events, City Market and Union Station. So UMKC is in a really, really cool location. So to wrap it up, I'm going to show you this video of what it looks like to be a student at our school pretty much Monday through Sunday. Yes, indeed. That's what it looks like being a UMKC student all the time, which is really cool. And this is my team that I'm blessed to work with. We have me. Obviously, I have the best picture on here and the best smile, but we also have John Pierre, who is the Kansas rep. We have Rachel Larson, who is our Heartland / Northland rep. Mallory Serrano, she is our diversity coordinator. So she's new to this position. We also have Janice Jones, who is our regional St. Louis rep. Logan Bob here is great. He works strictly with transfer students. So if you are thinking about going the transfer route, he would be your point of contact. And also Hannah is one of our academic coordinator reps, and Hosey Pennington. So all of us can help. All of us are great. I'm just a little bit greater. I'm just joking. But this is my team I get to work with. And here's our social media outlets. That's it. So cool.
Cam, thank you so much for that. And
Yeah,
we'll see here. Okay, I think everyone they have an opportunity to ask questions if they want. one that came through for on my end was of the 16,000 students that are there, how many do we know how many are actually that live on campus?
Yeah, so we have about close to 2,000 students that live on campus. So I would say probably about 1,400, 1,500 students live on campus. And that's including like the apartments and the residence halls that we have.
Hey, Kim, I just want to thank you for the presentation. Really good job. I'm curious to know, your retention rate and your strategy to achieve the retention rate.
Right. So those numbers I don't have offhand, but I can tell you what we're doing to get that up, to make sure that we are providing students with services so that they do stay. I know that we have a lot of great programs, like we have free tutoring. So that's one great aspect for us, is that if you struggle in math, if you struggle in writing, that is an opportunity there. And we also have a great program called Academic Student Success. So this is a part of our student engagement program. So they have a program called the PAL program, which is a peer mentor program. So every incoming high school student has to have a mentor when they come into our school. So they are partnered up with this person, and this person is partnered up with them, I believe, for a year, or I believe maybe their whole UMKC journey, and helps them with resources and helps them with studying tips, and just keeps making sure that they are following what they need to do while they are academically going to UMKC. So those are one of the big things I know that we do offer, which I think is amazing because I didn't have that when I was a student there.
Hey, Cam, really great presentation, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Listen, how has COVID-19 impacted the university there?
Yeah, just like most universities around the country right now, it forced us to move everything online. It forced us to have to really strategically update our online platform so that we can give students more access to actually be able to work from home and be able to work online rather than doing face-to-face. Now, obviously, that's a challenge because obviously there's a lot of students that like to work and like to be face-to-face with their professors, which I totally understand. But just during these current times, we're trying our best to make sure that we are utilizing technology and that we are meeting our students halfway. So we're meeting them where they're and making sure that they understand that, hey, this is all a new situation for us as well. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we accommodate you during this time. So we've adjusted how we are grading. We've adjusted how students are withdrawing from classes. We have implemented a lot of different notions. We even implemented some extra money financial aid wise for anybody who has been affected from COVID-19. So we're putting extra money out to those students who are affected if their parents are experiencing financial hardship.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, how do you foresee the future as far as this fall semester? Will courses be online, or are you anticipating students coming on campus? How does that look? And then that's the first part of the question. The second part of the question is, has COVID-19, has it impacted the course offering, your academic programs?
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
Yeah, so to answer the first part of your question, our chancellor is hopeful that things will slowly start to go back to normal in the fall. From what we've been told up to this point, that we're going through a phase station. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. So essentially the goal is to ease us back into campus, hopefully by the fall, but that is also depending on the pandemic. That is also dependent on if we get a second wave. That's also dependent on, you know, how many cases continue to spike around the country. So that's something that we are monitoring, and any information that we get is coming directly from our chancellor, because he's the one that's making all the decisions. But I would anticipate from the information we're getting, he would like to see things returning this fall. As far as the curriculum goes, we've been working with the professors to make sure that they are meeting students at a point where, because we also understand that, like I mentioned earlier, learning via on the computer and learning away from the classroom is very different from just being face-to-face with a professor. Sure. And some of our programs, like I'm just giving you an example, like our Conservatory of Music and Dance. Well, how do you teach a music and dance program online, right? How do we get to that point? So I think one of the biggest things right now is that for these certain programs, the chancellor is wanting to hopefully get those academic units back, hopefully as soon as possible, so that there can be some normalcy for those particular programs. Because when you're talking about music and dance, when you're talking about medicine, when you're talking about nursing, some of these particular programs you can't really do online. Like, you need a face-to-face interaction and hands-on experience. Hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah, no, you did. So, but the other thing is, has any of the courses or academic programs been eliminated? Do you know?
Not that has been told to us. Not so far. So, I mean, but if it does happen, you'll know. Because they'll definitely let us know, but they haven't told us anything about eliminating any academic programs up to this point.
Okay, great.
Looks like Agreed 370 has their hand up. So I don't know if they wanted to ask a question or put the question in the chat.
Hey, yeah, I wanted to ask a question. My question was, what is the GPA requirement that you guys are requiring the students to maintain for them to continue to get the automatic scholarships that you guys are offering?
Good question. So on our financial aid and scholarships page, so when you go and look at the scholarships we offer, each of them have a specific GPA and a specific ACT that you have to have, number one, to get the scholarship. But number two, that GPA that is listed on there as well, that would be the GPA you have to hold while you're at UMKC for those particular renewable scholarships. So it may say that you have to have a 2.5 GPA while you're at UMKC to continue to renew a particular scholarship, or it may say that this particular scholarship requires that you have 3.0 GPA.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do have one other question.
Yeah.
Now, I saw that you guys have different multicultural organizations on campus. Are there any specifically Black student-based organizations on campus that are helping support the Black community, especially during this time? And I mean, I know it's kind of different now that we are separated, but in general on campus, are there any particular Black organizations that are specifically fit to support the Black students on campus?
Yeah, so one big resource I want to mention is that, so we have a multicultural student affairs office. So this is one of our diversity offices on our campus. So it's one of our student diversity offices. So this office is a great staple for all students of color to go in. They have scholarship opportunities. A lot of our students, it's actually a great place to work too. Like if you want to do work study or be a student worker.
Awesome.
Yeah, also we have student orgs. So we have the NAACP, we have the African American Student Association. Like, we have a ton of different minority organizations all across the board, which is great. And that was one thing that was important to me too when I was a student there. I was like, I want to make sure that are diverse student organizations there. And we have a plethora. So any mainstream student organizations or fraternities or sororities at any other college, we have those same exact student orgs and fraternities and sororities as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Good questions.
I do have a question for you, Cam.
Yeah.
You were talking really highly about the on-campus jobs, and I was wondering what the percent of students that work on campus actually get a job in their career field or their choice of study.
Wow, another great question. I don't know the percent, but what I can do is answer it from this perspective. The biggest reason, one of the biggest reasons that I was interested in coming to UMKC, besides the academic program and besides the money part, most of our academic scholarships, not scholarships, but our programs, most of our degree programs require that you have to take an internship. So like for me, I graduated with a communications degree at UMKC, and I had to take an internship just to graduate from that program. So I did an internship at our radio station that we have at our school, and I did it for like a year and a half. And I would have local guests come through, and it counted as credit towards my actual degree program. So most of the programs that you'll find at UMKC, you will see that it requires, number one, to have an internship. Number two, that internship is a great network opportunity. And number three, if you stay in that and you also reach out to our career services, there's no reason why you shouldn't have a job. We find that students who are not actively reaching out and trying to create those networks are the ones that do not get one. But we have so many opportunities. Like we have job fairs that come to UMKC that are literally tailored towards each academic unit. And we post all this information all over the school. So it's about the student actually paying attention to emails, paying attention to the bulletins that are going out, and actually making best of those opportunities. I hope I answered that question.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
And one last question. You talked about some study abroad opportunities. Where do you have like partner schools located around the world?
Gosh, you asking me questions like, dang, now it's not going to look like I know what I'm talking about. With that particular one, I can definitely hook you guys up with our study abroad office, because I don't know the particular programs that we have, like the partnerships that we have, and I don't want to sit here and lie to you. But I can get that information for you. I do know that we do have a plethora of partnerships that we do have around the country. I just don't know how many. Sorry, a chance to.
No, you're good. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Were there any other questions that anybody had?
Looks like that may cover all the questions. And Cam, we really do appreciate the time you taken to spend with us. And